Oh, look, a Band-Aid.
Following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
And here we are, Adventures from the Shed Online, coming back to you with near the end of our Erridan campaign. And we're going to get into that very shortly. We'll have Jason kick us off, but here we go.
Absolutely. Joe, your audio sounds a little weird, at least on my end.
Yep.
So while we're introducing ourselves, we'll have Joe fix his technical problems like an amateur here. It's amateur hour.
Oh.
But anyways,
describe is it weird, like loud, soft, or odd?
Just
loud.
Yeah, it was a little weird and a little echoey, but you're better now.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah, there we go. All right. My name is Jason. I'm the GM who's been trying to wrap up this campaign, but my players have not been letting me do that here to this point. But anyways, I'm super excited to be back at it here and very excited to see where they all go. But let's pass it off to Aster for introductions.
My name is Aster, and our defense, it's not our fault. We keep doing cool stuff that you keep wanting to run with. So, my name is Aster. I will be playing Ami, the druid, and also kind of warlock now, character. Really excited to see where it goes after, what did we say, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's been a minute. There we go. Very good. Who's next?
Hey, this is Chris. I'm playing Ophidian, the Yuan-Ti rogue. Yeah, we're never going to let you stop running this campaign. Sorry, Jason. You just got to keep going.
We're just too cool.
Yeah.
That's true. You guys are way too cool.
Speaking of too cool, hi, I'm Eli. I'll be playing Tiefling Bard, Raze, total edgelord. Way too cool to be in this.
Fired.
And that's me. My name is up there on that list next. I'm Joe. I am playing Rolix, the Warforged Artificer.
With a wonderful karaoke voice.
Hey, speaking of weird voices, I am Randy, and I play Les, the fighter, who has 8 lives left.
Is it 8?
He's a cat person.
Yeah, that seems generous.
I count the electrocution on top of the rail car as a loss of life. Even
Antifa shocked the second time that almost killed me. That's 2.
Yeah.
Maybe he could just be a Schrodinger less. We're not sure if he's dead or alive.
Maybe Eli stabbed me like 5 times that night too.
It could. That's possible.
All right. Well, since it's been a minute since we've had a chance to run here, I will break from tradition and I will do the recap real quicker because I want to jump into it. Last we left off, the group was duking it out with a very, very unique creature, a tall, gangly creature that has been basically stalking their area in this city, in the Kingdom of Erridan for the past several games. During this encounter, which was very deadly, the group came out alive. Well, most of them. When I say alive, Les was not so much. But thanks to Ami and a very selfless and very, very cool encounter with the goddess of death herself, was able to convince her to bring him back and continue on the adventure in exchange for, well, her service to this deity. And we'll find out how that goes. The group made their way underground into the mid part of the city, where they found refuge in the Silverback Lounge, a stronghold for Raze's group, where Raze is currently talking with Chloe, the proprietor of this Silverback Lounge and one of the agents inside of his organization. During this time, to alleviate some stress, Rolix, Ami, and Les decided to sing some karaoke, which they got a few coin from. And Ophidian sent off a lot of correspondence to several different contacts that he needed to do. We pick up right where we left off, where the group, it was late, getting later in the evening. The group was preparing to decide where they wanted to go and head off in their directions. So,
I would just like to interject that as much as you may think it was Ami that saved Les, it was clearly Rolix.
It was.
Offered some gold in the magical phrase of "he was never here" up to the sky.
Absolutely.
That's clearly what did it.
Yeah, Ami was just meditating. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Absolutely. Okay, so it is getting later and later in the evening right now. The Silverback Lounge, which has a very nice looking corner for karaoke, where there was recently a Warforge, a Tabaxi, and a Fairy that were singing wildly out there. Getting, again, you guys, who wants to roll me a d20 real quick? Let's see how much coin you guys get. Who wants to give me the first roll of the night? I'll give it to Les, Ami, or Rolex.
Well, Les just came back from the dead, so I think Randy deserves to roll our first.
There you go. Roll me a d20.
Roll our first one. Let's go.
You get it out early.
Yeah.
Oh, 15.
All right, you guys got 15 gold pieces in total during your as tips.
There was a 1 in there.
From various patrons inside the bar. Rays, you also had discovered that there was a significant meeting happening between your organization, and you are currently off in the back corner of behind the bar itself, talking with Chloe. And Ophidian is just getting back from sending out the correspondence that needed. You guys are, again, in the same area. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Ray's, I believe, finished his conversation with Chloe, because I remember him saying...
Yeah, we're picking up right at the end of that, yeah.
If you need anything, I should be in the area for a couple of days at most. So feel free to call. I need to get back to my group. At which point, Ray's is going to go over to karaoke time. Just what?
Pull up a microphone, buddy. We got 15 gold already.
Went in the silverback. Can I roll a performance for this?
Sure, go ahead and roll a performance for it. Absolutely.
Yay!
It's going to be fitting that Rays is going to ruin the performance.
Probably.
Oh no!
23.
What do you do to increase the performance of a Warforged, a Tabaxi, and a Fairy, all singing and rickrolling people like crazy?
Yes.
Okay, so
Beatboxing.
we have the Fairy, so I imagine that's more of a higher pitch. We've got the Tabaxi, which cat yelling's not great. The Warforged, though, I believe is giving a good synth vibe, so I think Ray's is just adding like a low, just that sweet baritone to even everything out.
Oh, okay.
He is
Okay.
He basically called Les Yoko Ono. I think that's what happened right there.
I'm not trying to steal the show. I'm trying to enhance the flavor of the main course.
It happens beautifully here, and you guys form seamlessly into what could be effectively called, a boy band to a degree here. People start to get very, very raucous for you inside this tavern. Rays, roll me another d20. Let's see how much more money you make after adding.
If we keep getting good, we can open for Hall & Oates soon.
That's true. That's true.
16.
16. All right. So 16 more gold pieces are added to your guys' pockets. Some of which are coming from a couple of older individuals inside of this tavern here. Looks like you guys might have some older fans who are very, very much enjoying the performance on this late evening.
Les is going to shoo everyone off stage for a moment to say, so this one comes from a portal of another dimension a wizard opened, and I learned this. It's called The Fall of Siegfried. And then he sings the ballad about this warrior who fell down these stairs and couldn't get back up again. He fell down this mountain and lost his gear. And just kept
How does that go?
falling.
I'd get knocked down, but I get up again.
We went to the mountains of the lost, tricked an orc with skin of moss. We hiked the stairs. We were on pace till poor Siegfried fell on his face. We camped the night and let out a sigh. The tower was closer, but still in the sky. Our dear fighter took up the rear, climbed up 5 feet, then lost his gear.
You do the Banshee scream in it too?
That was absolutely fantastic. No need to roll for a performance on that one. You just get that crowd going with that here. It's going to be roll me a d20. Let's see how popular this song is going to catch on throughout this part of town.
You want me to roll it?
Yeah, roll me a d20. Just a regular d20. Let's see.
All right, it is a 19.
It's titled "The Ballad of My Other Character."
Yeah.
That's
Les,
why it
during
was
this
a
time,
portal from another dimension.
Exactly.
Les, during this time, you see there are a few other looks to be bards inside the tavern, and you can see them furiously like scribbling down like the lyrics and stuff and the tone. You even get a couple of them who come up to you and ask if it's okay for them if they could sing a cover of that when they perform next. You get a sense that this is going to be a hit song across many a tavern in the realm.
That's not my song. You guys can cover it all you want.
They go no royalties, fantastic, excellent, and they make their way off into the city streets to go and sing this song, the Ballad of Siegfried.
What they really don't know is that Miles Mize became friends with the sorcerer. So every time someone sings his songs, a portal opens, taking some gold and send it to Miles.
I love it. Very good. That's how he's going to recoup his bar.
For some kind of Uncle Iroh look or something there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate everything you stand for, Randy.
Love you too, buddy.
This is Ray's new favorite song, his new favorite single that's going to be playing in taverns. All right, what do you guys want to do after many hours go by of singing and karaokeing?
Ray's is just gonna try and lay low. Like he'll let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be staying here for the next couple of days, just to see what happens after our escapade there. I may have to leave. I may be called back here soon. If we don't get a chance to meet soon, I would like to say that it's been fun.
But I won't.
That would be rather tacky.
Now, from my perspective, from the player perspective, weren't we eager to get after the one that got away? I mean, Rolex doesn't necessarily care because Les is back to life, so he's happy. But I thought we were kind of in a rush to get the one that got away.
Ray's at this point, like Ray's is fully convinced that we've lost that chance. Now that we've had time to recuperate, they've had time as well, and like they're an organized group. We're a mishmash of people from different.
Ragtag.
I'm going to generously call them factions.
Nice.
A couple of things. First, Ray's, Rolex, Ami, Fidian. I almost said Chris. I want to apologize for. I should have worked out a better plan with you guys instead of rushing in like that. I should have stayed near Rolex that fight and defended off him so he could take some more pot shots without being distracted with that meat monster. And I was foolish, and I want to thank you all for helping me get back. Secondly, I'm going to come up with a plan because I think I know how we can get back into finding out where Sylvia is. Just give me the night. Just give me the night, and I'll let you in on what I'm thinking. I'm going to scratch out a few ideas and see if I can work it out.
I will be with you, Les. We will take care of what needs to be taken care of.
So unless we want to get a room to talk, Les isn't going to talk anymore in the public.
I need to be taken care of.
She needs a home.
God damn it.
Yeah. You lost your home. You lost all your doodads. I mean, come on.
It's true, I did.
You know what? We should donate the gold we made tonight, and any proceeds from the song should help the homeless. Ami.
No.
All right. So my plan is if we can somehow figure out where the guards get their uniforms tailored from, we can possibly get a few uniforms and sneak into the compound without being detected and figure out where Sylvia is. That's the core of the plan. I think I have a few ideas on that.
They don't have Warforged guards, do they?
They do. You mentioned that at the gate that they had Warforged guards, but you did not look like them, I think is what it was.
They have the Obsidian Guard, which are the big hulking machines. So they do have Warforged there, but you are definitely a different type of construct.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. I don't think a costume would hide me less.
I don't think they have fairy guards, so I will just opt to sit in somebody's pocket.
I can say that you're an older unit that's being brought back.
Oh.
I am an older unit, and I am back. Was I never here?
Exactly.
You were never there, but you're with us now.
Okay. I give less a gold. This is how it works.
But first, we need to make sure Ami gets her gear back, or at least something suitable.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Why don't we tail some guards, figure out where they're at, maybe somehow ruin their uniforms where they need to get them cleaned, and
I'm just thinking we're gonna go around like throwing food at them or something.
exactly
Nice.
Yes, food.
like knock over a tray of
Yes,
stuff as it
food.
passes by onto them.
Yeah.
Then we can tail them, see where they take their clothes. If they don't take them immediately to the base itself, they usually outsource that thing. So,
All right.
I mean, I
I
saw
like
it
the
in
sound of
a
this.
police show where they took their uniforms to a facility. So that's just where I got the idea from.
Sounds good.
Seems
I
a bit
like
more
the idea
reasonable than
I like
acting
the
as
idea of
performers.
heroes soiling other people's clothing.
Boo! You suck.
It's new.
Relics we can make an excuse for, and they shouldn't be any wiser with the regular uniforms on.
Cool.
And I can either put flour all over my face or soot again or whatever. I'm a tabaxi, so they probably wouldn't even. Well, Sylvia might know me now a little bit more on the personals. Yeah.
Oh, what are the chances that we run into someone who knows your scent?
Pretty good.
Good, yeah, that's fair.
Jason, is it possible for Ophidian to get copies of any photos he's taken, like from a net or, you know?
Yeah, you have to go to a net for that here, because again, you've never used this device before, even though you've gotten more proficient with taking pictures and you have potentially invented the selfie inside of the city. But you don't know how to actually develop it yet, because she never
Right.
told you that. So, but yeah, you imagine this is a magical box that can take and record pictures. I'm sure she can get me some copies.
Okay. That's what I need to do.
Okay, so it's late in the evening. The tavern is starting to clear out here. Rays, you notice that there are just a couple of people who are hanging out there, and you notice that they do represent kind of your organization. They're probably there just as, you know, guards and stuff like that, in the actual tavern itself. But it's starting to clear out. It's getting later and later at night. What are you guys doing? Are you guys going to your long rest for the night, or are you guys going to break off and start heading out right now? What would you guys like to do?
Time is of the essence. If we need to do something, do it now. Reconvene as soon as possible.
Fine, but I'm taking a nap on someone.
That works. Ophidian, did you have business?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Do you know how long it'll take?
I do not.
Well,
He's got to stop at the photo hut. Yeah, give him a.
Yeah. Is there a photo hut around here? I mean, it is Erridan. Come on.
That is not too far away from your correspondence here. By this time, I would say you probably got a response from her. It's a little bit of a nervous response that you get back in terms of that, as there is a lot of political turmoil that's going on in the past couple of days since you had your encounter with Scythia. Again, it took you guys a day to just get out of there and make your way all the way up here. So it has taken some time, and during which news broke. Again, there is, as Chloe told Rays, there is potentially power shortages and issues as something happened at the plant, which you guys obviously know what happened. You guys were down there and destroyed a giant, massive heart that was potentially magically feeding the city. So, Ophidian, she's probably half a day's travel. She's in the Guild Hall area, which is about 4 or 5 hours from where you're at right now in this part of the city. It's closer to where the high town is, the nice part of the city, but it's close enough to this point right here. But the rest of you, if you're wanting to go with Les's plan, you guys can, again, we can roll to see where you might find the best place to soil some guards' uniforms.
Unless, of course, you guys know of a tailor or can sew yourself.
That's true.
Can I sew?
I know how to play the drums.
Close enough.
I can fix armor, and pretty much that's it.
Well, like, clothing is just soft armor.
Clothing is just soft armor.
You ever try to sew with claws?
Nice.
No, I've not.
Doesn't work too well.
I believe you.
Okay, so where are you guys going?
Ray's is just gonna chill here at the Silverback. He intends to sleep.
Okay.
It sounds like Ami's probably sleeping on Rolex's shoulder, and Rolex will be following wherever Les goes, and participating in whatever throw the chocolate ice cream at the guard contest we want to come up with.
High in
I'm
the
gonna
face.
say it's chocolate ice cream. Let's put it
The
that way.
fudge.
Les has probably had his fair share of drinks for the night, so he probably needs to rest for a little bit.
Just one more.
There you
All right, one more and then we leave.
go. Next one, we got to walk out around the city and spill it on several
Yeah,
different guards.
Yeah, make me a Constitution check here, Les. Let's see how well you handle your alcohol.
Just one more.
I am rolling at a +7, so let's give her a go.
He rolls a 2.
I think I clicked it. Let me click it again. Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh man,
We drink all.
Les, you're not even feeling buzzed yet at the moment. You have pounded down several tankards and you're fine.
That was a 23, by the way, or was it 24?
24. Little known fact: Les, in one of his previous lives, was a beer pong champion and has a very, very good control on alcohol intake.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep. Like that's like his 8th. Can you cut him off?
He looks like he's all right, Tower. I mean, he's paying coin too. I mean, if he wants some more ale, I'm more than happy to give it to him.
Right, but I'm gonna need him soon.
Well, he seems fine.
For now.
Watch. She goes, "You there, Catman?"
Les slides into the seat next to Ray's.
Hi, Les.
she chucks a little coin at you, a little piece of copper. Make me a dex dex check to see if you catch it here.
Just a solid dex?
A solid dex. It's not a high DC since
Okay.
you.
Ooh,
No, I'm only a +1, so that was a 5.
that's 5.
Ooh.
I-
Yeah, as she chucks it at you, it just bounces off of his forehead, and she goes, "Well, maybe you're right, Tower. Maybe he isn't."
I know a mess when I see one.
I was moving seats. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, all right. Your friend here is saying that that you might be good for the night in terms of drinks.
I am. I'm actually looking for some work. Do you know by chance where the guards go to hang out?
She looks over at you, Tower. Really? He's asking me about guards here, your friend?
He's
I'm
like
just looking for
security.
him.
There's not much else he can do.
Oh,
Do you vouch for these people right here, Tower?
I trust this man with my life. I have.
All
He's
right,
already
very
paid
good.
with his.
She reaches down below below her counter, and she pulls out what you feel like the counter, because you guys are like leaning on it. You feel the counter like have a little bit of a and like a trigger hit underneath it, and she pulls out a pamphlet, not a pamphlet, a booklet, and she's going through and she's going, "Guards. Now you're looking for guard work, or are you looking for guards?
Guards themselves.
Guards themselves." She kind of scribbles something and she goes, "All right."
I forgot that I was dealing with my people, by the way. This is going to be a ruse. I need to deal with some guards.
I figured, you being a friend of Towers, I figured that was something that you might need. And
Just
she
so you
folds
actually know.
she folds up a piece of paper and she slides it across the bar to you. It's getting to be midnight around now, just so you guys are aware. It's getting later and later. But as you open it up here, you see that there is you unfold it here. You see that there is the Azorius armorers in here, and this is where the guards go for armoring and, of course, uniform and all that kind of stuff, weaponsmithing and all that stuff. Here is right next to the guild hall. It's in the direction that Ophidian needed to go, but not as far as where Ophidian needed to travel. Probably about only 3 hours instead of 4 hours of travel.
Well, thank you. Do you know where they would go to celebrate a victory?
You can find any tavern. We even have a few guards that come in here a couple of times, and if there's a victory. But I don't know. Most guards right now are on high alert because of everything that's going on in the city.
Okay. I'm just trying to talk to them off guard. Let's put it that way.
Well, they're gods. They're on guard.
Not if they were drinking.
I'm gonna look at Les. You are so bad at this.
They're your friend. I'm just chatting. I'm going to bed.
And Les whips a copper piece back at the bartender.
That's all he can afford.
What are you talking about? They were giving him gold all night.
All right. Okay, so
when he goes off, I'd like to give the barkeep 20 gold.
she goes.
This is for the drinks that he would have bought.
Oh well, thank you, Tower. Be careful out there.
We're never
There's-
here.
There's quite a few of the Drake's Bane that are out and about right now. They've been getting a little bit more, out in force over the past day and a half. So
I'll make sure to watch my back.
keep your wits about you.
Ophidian,
You?
I'm heading to sleep. If you're doing your thing, we're getting up early. So just so you know.
Okay.
Lame.
Are you guys just sleeping in the bar?
Are the rooms?
Let's see here. Raise.
Hi.
Yeah, there's a safe room that you guys could go into, just like most of the fifth form have. If that's where you guys want to stay, that's where you guys can stay. We can move forward.
If Chloe's got no problem with it, I'll open it for him.
Okay, you go over behind the bar. There is looks to be just a wall with some pictures on it. Here, there's again, as in the previous bar that you guys were at of the fifth form. There is looks to be a passed out individual just like slumped over the actual table in front of it. Raise, you go over and you kind of just give him a little nod. He pulls his hood up and he reaches up, he tilts the one of the portraits. And then there's a little knob behind it that he just gently twists, and you hear
Secret door. Secret door.
as it opens up. There is it's not a very big room. Again, these safe houses are not designed to be super massive and comfortable. It's a small room, but there is wall bunks. There are 6 of them, so you all have enough room for each of you if you would like, and you guys can get your long rest.
But
That works.
I'm going in. Awesome room.
Okay. As you all go to sleep for the night here, Ami, I need
Hello.
you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please, as you go to sleep.
Nice.
okay.
No surprises there.
Constitution saving throw is this one.
Ami's going to turn into a werewolf.
Listen.
14. Okay. With a 14, you all drift off to sleep. Ami,
No.
as you fall asleep, your mind wanders. You see again the dark side of the moon with just a sliver of white light coming from the half-light kind of crescent shape that is just barely peeking out underneath it. You hear again the voice of your newly
Mommy?
found patron. You hear this whisper in your mind about nature, about restoring what was lost. You see again vicious visages of death, of decay, of things that you're familiar with, being a druid of spores like yourself. And as you are looking down at this, the black kind of floor, it starts to ripple and it starts to become a little transparent in terms of being able to see through it as the moonlight starts to hit it. You look down, and as you're looking down, instead of seeing your face as it normally is, your face looks more skull-like. It looks much more sunken in. Your eyes are pitch black. You have long kind of fangs that kind of almost protrude out of your mouth. And you look down at your hands. One hand is an actual just bone, no flesh on it at all. And I need Les, Ophidian, Rays, and Rolex to make me a wisdom perception check, please. Let's just see if you guys notice anything as you're sleeping.
I wasn't gonna sleep. I was heading out to go
He's
get
off to
my.
the
Okay, so yeah,
copies
so if you're not there, then you don't. If you're not there, then
Yeah.
you don't see it. Then. Yeah.
And with Rolex, he
Gosh.
doesn't technically sleep. It's more of the standby state. So I don't know if that
Mhm.
makes a difference for the roll.
A roll, yeah, roll with advantage on that then, because again, you're not falling asleep here, and you're just kind of on standby. That's just
The alcohol snuck up on Les. I
yeah.
rolled a
Les
one.
Les
He's out.
is passed out. Les does not know what's happening.
Well, I rolled a 20 on the first one, so I won't bother with the second.
There we go. Okay,
Alright.
Rolex.
You could get 2 20s.
You hear what sounds like rustling leaves, like fluttering very quickly, and your eyes kind of turn back on, and raise. You hear in the bunk that's next to you here. You hear the fluttering of wings, and as you both kind of like look, you see an undead-looking version of Ami. Ami, your new ability has come to fruition on your character sheet. If you wanted to take a look at that here, it is your form of dread that has come out. I need Rolex and I need Raze to both make me a wisdom saving throw to see if you are frightened of her.
Okay, I roll for
I
snore.
agree, I am. Let's see what the roll says. 12.
Well, yeah,
9.
you both immediately freak out.
I'm rolling for snore. I got a 19 for snore.
Yeah, the snoring combined with Ami's presence now makes it sound like a demon is literally inside the room with you guys.
Like
Ami.
we've witnessed some eldritch horror sleeping.
Exactly.
It's me.
Ami's her hair is now like kind of almost if you've ever heard the old tale of the Grudge, where it's just kind of like pitch black and like just down across her alabaster kind of like skin now, as it's just going straight down. Her wings are no longer solid. They are actually look to be broken up into series of black kind of spines that are just fluttering around. She's still flying. She's still floating. And Ami, as you open your eyes and you're released from this dream here, you see Rolex and Raze just looking at you, freaking out at the moment. What are you guys doing, Rolex and Raze?
I'm like ready to eldritch blast this bitch.
Ami just goes, is there something behind me?
Yeah.
What are you guys looking at?
Can I words of terror?
And you hear, and instead of hearing Ami's very nice voice, you hear, "Is there something behind me? What's there?" And she's looking around furiously. And when she looks around, her body doesn't actually move; just her head just twists around. You can words of terror if you would like to. Raise.
Words of terror. I would need to. I would need to. Oh no, I have to speak with her alone. Damn. Never mind.
I mean, you're
Just threaten each other.
I'm sorry, what is this man trying to do to me?
Rolex wants to react similar to, if you remember, we found the elves in that room in the quarantine area that were just about dead, and he used the spell heroism to do like the spark of life because it gives some temporary hit points.
Sure.
Actually, the same thing, but almost reactionary, just to give life back to this creature quick. So it would be that quick kind of reach out and have the spark come from his palm towards her, and it would be the heroism spell is technically the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points.
I love it. So
has 5 temporary hit points. I'm like, you're dying. Come back.
So all you hear is that you're dying. You just see this big metal hand just come out and just release this bolt of energy into you. And because Form of Dread only lasts for a minute, as it hits Ami, you get jolted. Doesn't hurt. It feels very pleasant. It feels good. Your complexion, your visage change. The Form of Dread stops. And Rolex, you feel very pleased with yourself that you just again saved another creature's life.
I am glad you were never here, and I hand her 2 gold pieces.
Did he just defibrillate me?
Yes.
Clear.
While you were conscious.
Yes.
Ami just like holds her hands up and looks around in disbelief and like holds her chest. Like, what did you do?
You could probably sleep now.
I was sleeping
Remember
No,
to
you
pin the butterfly.
You were dead. You're not dead now. You can probably sleep.
Rolex, baby, I don't know if you know how this works. We sleep sometimes, and sometimes we might look a little dead because we're being real still, but I was breathing.
But you had your skull showing and your bones showing on your hands, and your wings were messed up, and it was like you were never really here.
I'm with Rolex on this one. You looked like a corpse, but worse.
So you're saying I'm skinny?
A homeless corpse.
I don't want to be a corpse again.
It looks to have worn off now, but what in the God's names? I've seen many things. None as freaky as that. Can I use disguise self to make myself look like how she did?
Absolutely. And
You
Ami, you
looked
just
a little
see
something like this.
Yeah, you see a horrifying version, a large version of yourself in that form.
Just smaller. You
Can
look like
Les-
this, just smaller.
Can Les randomly wake up and see this visage?
Yeah, roll me another perception check. Let's see if there's enough noise going on.
I mean, Ami is furiously squeaking, so
14. Yeah, 14. The snoring stops, and your vision is very blurry. You feel a little bit of a hangover, just a little bit, not a lot, but yeah, you just wake up and you see
giant dark Ami.
Demon
look like a demon Ami is what you see.
Yeah,
Go back, darling.
And then Rolex will say, "And I fixed it like this," and he'll cast heroism right on Ray.
When Rolex does it, I'll dispel disguise self.
Les stops like 3 inches from your face with his claws out. Oh, okay.
And then I hand Ray's 2 gold.
I'm going to sleep. What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
It's time.
So that's what I would look like, people sized.
That's what you get out of this. The difference in size. Awesome.
Beautiful. Love it. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're awake, or are you guys going to go back to sleep?
Raze wants to try and go back to sleep. That was freaky.
Les
Oh
once
my
again
God.
collects everyone else's pillows and puts them in a pile and lays down again.
Hey, give me that.
He circles the pile twice before he lays down on it, though.
Do you make
He's
biscuits?
not a dog. Guga.
You make biscuits?
Yeah.
Yes, biscuits.
Okay.
Stretch out, claw the one that's at your fingertips.
All right. So, Ami, as you fall back to sleep, you hear in your head, again, these are some of the new gifts that have been given to you, and you will have the ability to choose how you look in your form of dread whenever you decide to take it. So, keep that in mind here. This first one, you get the sense that you kind of took up on a little bit of a version of what your new patron kind of looks like to a degree. So, keep that in mind. Ophidian. As the rest of the group goes down and you guys get your long rest, your spell slots, your health, everything else is restored. Ophidian, you're making your way out into the midnight air of Erridan, correct?
Yep.
All right, you're making your way over towards the guild hall area where you need to go, or?
Yes. I need to get my pictures.
Okay. All right. So, you know that blah, 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 I can't think of her name. Annette Devia. Thank you.
Jason, and see if he can catch it.
Annette Devia is at the Sylvanas temple. It is a god of knowledge and lore. Someone that a lot of writers and people who are very, very prone to the written word go to. And it's a place that you've heard her talk about in the past, but you get the sense that it must be pretty serious if she's hiding out in a temple on Guild Row. So it's about a 4-hour walk. I doubt that Ophidian wants to walk there. You can grab a carriage, or there are some motorized vehicles that are wandering around. A little more expensive, but they'll get you there a little bit quicker.
Whoever's got the speed.
Okay. The fastest way would be one of the motorized carriages here, and that would run you roughly around 10 gold pieces to rent those out for the length of journey that you need to go to.
Cool.
Okay. It takes you about an hour and a half of traveling in this carriage. And during that time, you can take a short rest or you can do whatever you might need to do. But you get past all of these taverns and these homes that you're going through. And again, it's getting much more affluent the further you get into Guildhall. And as you get down towards Guildhall, it opens up into a sea of business type buildings that are around this area here. The cobblestone street goes more into kind of a hard pavement, and as you make your way into it, it's already now almost 1:30 in the morning. For most places are shut down at this point in time, but you pass by, there are several different rows of fighters guilds, things like that here, merchants guilds with different businesses that attribute throughout, or that attribute business throughout the kingdom of Erridan. You make your way down to the handful of temples that are out here. And this is where a lot of the religious order, paladins, clerics who work in the guild areas, this is where they operate. And that's why it's in the guild row. And the temple itself is, I don't want to say vast because you've seen bigger buildings, but it is quite large and quite opulent for an actual temple. And it makes sense. You're in a nicer part of the city. There are some sconces outside with light, and there is again a large brass door that is entering in. Is there anything you want to do before you go inside?
Not unless Annette gave me specific instructions.
Her instructions were very like be cautious, eyes everywhere. Lord Phineas is something happened that she assumes that you have the information for.
Okay. I will just make sure I'm in my Shukati, guys. That's how I usually deal with her.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not sure if I said this stupid comment previously or not, but whenever you say that, I think you're dressing like a big mushroom, the shiitake.
Yes, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Not shiitake, Shukati.
Well,
Yeah.
either way, he's a fun guy.
Hey-o.
Hey, I already made that joke this campaign.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Well, you are some kind of mushroom necromancer now.
What?
I mean, yeah, basically, actually, yeah.
That whole scene with Ami reminded me of the Army of Darkness. Like, hey, you found me beautiful once. Honey, you got real ugly.
Well, this character is always full of shroom and doom.
Yes, shroom and doom.
Fine.
Is that better?
She's like, I'm getting everybody lit up on mushrooms. You're all wasted.
Nice. So, Jason, I asked too. I wanted to show the map of the city. What area are we in now? I was
Guild Row, right there is where you're in, or is where Ophidian's in.
Okay.
Yeah, so right here is where Ophidian is. Actually, it's closer to this side of the actual thing. You guys were over here in this area.
There we go.
And you've moved your way down into this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to show that because I felt like we hadn't shown the city map in a while. And you were talking about hours of travel. Just a reminder to our listeners and viewers how big this place is. When we talk about walking 4 hours, we're really not getting that far on the map. Just again, a good example of how big the area is that we're in.
Yeah. Okay. Ophidian, since you are aware that it is potentially, dangerous and keep your eyes out there. Again, it's pretty quiet out here in the middle of the night, but there are several carriages that are out in front of the temple itself and a couple of other temples as well. So it does look like there are potential activity around this particular area. You see there are a couple of well-armored individuals. They wear different symbols on their chests down the street a little bit outside one of the other temples. Looks like they're just, talking in the middle of the night. What would you like to do?
I will take note, and granted, obviously I'm not in this area that often, but I will take note if anything is anomalous, right? If anything looks out of the ordinary.
Sure. Make a perception check or an investigation check.
I will do perceptions. Did it go over or not?
Oh, there we go. 17.
Yeah, go.
There we go. 17. All right. 17 is not too bad. As you're looking around, you do notice there are there are alleyways that go to the back of these temples here that look like they are for, larger carriages that are coming in to maybe drop off supplies and things like that. You do see around the corner as you're making your way in, it looks like there are some fresh kind of like, in like the late evening, it gets kind of like humid. And so there's some, water on the ground and stuff like that. It looks like there are some fresh tracks that go through there that lead around the back. But that's what you get with a 17.
Yeah, I will. I'll case the place. I'll take a walk around the entire temple.
Which way are you going to
Right.
go? So are you going to go left or right first around the temple?
Left.
Okay. As you head your way around the left, you make your way around several very, very well preserved and well maintained like reading areas. There are gardens and there are hedgerows, but again, a lot of the benches are designed for someone to kind of like lay back and actually read a book, because that's what this temple is about here. It's about the written word. It's about knowledge, and again, using language to better the world itself here. That's kind of the big thing here. So make your way around the side. As you do, you can hear that there's an individual. He's inside of this like nook buried in the back behind some trees. He's sitting on a bench. It looks like he's reading a book. He's got long robes on. He's got a graying beard, and he's just kind of sitting there, just gently talking to himself as you look around this side here. He doesn't seem to notice you with what you rolled for your perception. You definitely saw him first. And as you look down the side, you can see the building goes down for about maybe 100 feet around the side there. There looks to be a side entrance and several lights that are on, shining through the stained glass windows. But that's the only person that you see on this side here, if you wanted to keep heading down that way.
I will, and I'll see if that person decides to pay attention to me or kind of just pays attention to their book as they're talking to themselves. I'll also see if I can hear what they're saying, or if they're kind of reading to themselves or thinking out loud.
Roll me a stealth check then, please.
Still.
A 22. So with that, you can decide how quiet you want to go. You yourself, that you are very, very good at hiding and being out of sight here. The fact that this person, if you wanted to get past this person, they would have no idea. So it's up to you if you wanted to make yourself a little bit more known and kind of try to pass by and catch their attention, or if you really don't. So I'm going to leave that to you with what you rolled.
Yeah, I want to make sure they don't notice me.
That they don't notice you?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So as you make your way around, you kind of like sneak your way past a couple of the openings, looking inside where he's at here, because he's like in this like nice little nook area surrounded by hedgerows and trees. You scoot past there, and you get close enough that you hear him reading, and you hear him going, "All right, well, that's quite spicy. Yes, that's very. Oh my goodness, here." He kind of looks around. He's like just reading and reading. You get the sense he's reading something he probably shouldn't read, being somebody who is a man of religion.
So he's got the Kama Sutra. Okay, cool.
Potentially.
Keep on trucking.
Which is why he's out here in the middle of the night, you estimate.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah. But he has no idea that you're there.
I love the dialogue. Who sits by themselves reading something like some erotica? Yes, very spicy.
Spicy.
Somebody who does not get out much. That's it.
Exactly. He's an old guy. So okay, Ophidian, you can keep moving down the side if you would like.
I don't have the dexterity for that.
Oh my god, that's pretty good. I kind of want that character. I want Randy to play that character in the next campaign. I want him to play that guy. I'll keep on going.
Yeah,
That's what I get for stepping away for 2 minutes, and I have no idea what that was.
You'll find out later.
All right.
Basically, Master Roshi so far.
Ophidian found something he shouldn't have.
You keep scooting down the walkway, and as you do, you pass by some windows here, and some of these windows look like they are just living accommodations for some of the priests and priestess that live here. Most of them, the candlelight is on very, very low, so it's just kind of like a night light inside the room. You can see that most people are sleeping. And as you make your way down you get about halfway down where you see there's the side entrance on this particular part of the building here. They're a little bit further way down. Again, you see the edge of the building, and you can look down the back into the back of this place here. But it's up to you if you, depending on where you want to go.
I'll check that side door, see if it's unlocked.
Yeah, as you walk up to it and you see there is a very, very unique looking doorknob. It's got a symbol of a book with a feather quill like engraved in the front handle of it. It looks very nice. And as you walk up and you kind of like jiggle the handle a little bit, it is open.
I will proceed to go in.
As you open up the door and you look inside, you can see you're looking into what appears to be looks to be like a galley kind of area where there is some pantries, there is some sacks of like grains and things like that. This looks to be maybe a storage kind of area for the various foods and things that this particular organization has. You guys kind of walked into the pantry in this side of the actual building. If you wanted to, no one seems to be in there right now, so you are free to sneak in.
Yep.
Okay. You make your way inside, and as you open up the one door that goes out, it opens up into a large hallway. The hallway goes down a ways and it opens up into, you can see what looks to be a massive open atrium where they probably have their services. They have large pews. It looks like they have a grand space. Down the other side, there is what looks to be more rooms and back kind of areas. Make me a perception check, please.
All right. 20.
With a 20, you are like looking out and you're looking around, and as you're looking around, you hear footsteps down that back way. You hear heavy kind of boots moving, and they're moving towards the direction where they can probably see you if they are looking down that hallway where your head is sticking out of the door.
So from the atrium area?
No, from the back alley, from the back area. So you're looking down one way, that's the atrium area, like the front entrance, and then down this other hallway here, there's more doors and a hallway going down the back end, and you can hear footsteps coming from there.
But I can't see. I can't.
You hear them first. I'm giving you the option as far as if you want to stay there and risk.
No, I want to make my way to the atrium area.
Okay. You quickly get out and you make your way towards the atrium area. As you start to hurry along, you can hear the footsteps getting distant because you're moving away from them, because you're heading in the opposite direction. They're coming from the opposite side here. What would you like to do?
Well, depends what it looks like in the atrium area. I mean, right now I'm looking for a net, right? So
yeah, it's quiet in this area. You walk out into a large space. There are 10 rows of pews, and on each side of this open space, you can see the large double brass doors that you saw as far as the front entrance. And again, there are warm candle lights that are on currently. Up at the top, you can see there's a stage with a podium where they give out probably their sermons and their services and things like that. There is a donations area off to the side on the other far wall, and there are stained glass windows with different visages of Sylvanus on all of these.
Okay. I'll take a seat at one of the pews and just kind of survey my surroundings and wait to see if someone shows up from like the footstep person.
You hear the footsteps down the way, and you've walked farther away, so it's a little bit harder to hear from where you're at. 'Cause it's a big building. Again, it's a pretty big building, but they're not moving in your direction. You hear them like shuffling around, stopping, and you hear what sounds like small communication. Small talking. Make me another perception check. Let's see if you can hear it. It's going to be a high DC because you did move farther away.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one.
17. The voices sound familiar. It sounds like Wintermere guards that you've heard in the past in there. It sounds like that kind of voice, but you can't make out what they're saying, though.
I will go invisible and make my way down that way.
Okay, excellent. Make me a stealth check with advantage then, please.
So, advantage. Let's see.
Invisible noodle.
What?
Yeah, what?
All right.
28's the good one.
28 is the good one. 22 is actually not bad either. I mean, if we're being honest here, it's not bad. It's not bad either. 22 is pretty good.
My eyesight may be failing me, but was that a 22 on a 1?
Is that possible?
The program has it in a red box as if it were a failure. But yeah.
It does, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's because it's one of my skills where a reliable talent, so I get to
Oh,
take
that's
anything
right.
up to 10.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so it was a failure, but again, it was a failure, but it was also a
That was
great
a failure
success.
for me.
Yeah, as
God.
as Ophidian is about to get up, being invisible, Ophidian realizes his shoe's untied and again quickly ties it, and then is like, that could have been bad, and makes his way down. As you make your way down,
Hold
Ophidian,
on.
you skirt the side of the hallway, and you're moving. Are you moving at a brisk pace, or are you moving at a cautious pace?
Cautious.
Okay, you're slowly making your way towards the backside where you hear these footsteps. Moving cautiously, you see two guards walking out of the that hallway. You hear the footsteps re-pick up, and they start to walk out, and they start to move out towards the actual back part of the actual temple. As you're cautiously moving out there, you can hear one of them going, "Oh, it's gonna be just a horrible, horrible weekend for us. I know, right? Just not looking forward to more of that." And you are moving down. They've stepped now outside through the back entrance of this particular place. And as you're cautiously making your way through there, you get to the hallway where they came out of. And as you are moving towards the hallway, you are now face to face, walking out of a door. You see Garthok, the Lord Phineas Wintermere's right hand and his enforcer of all things political. You see him walking out, and he gets like right up to where your face is as he's walking forward here, and he stops. And as he stops, he looks back, and you can see there are two more guards that are walking out here, and there is a priest who they are pulling from the actual room themselves here. And you hear Garthok kind of like talking, goes, some people just don't understand the way the world works. It's unfortunate. The guards are kind of like struggling with this person as they're pulling him out onto the thing, and he's an older individual. He's like, I can't believe you would do this inside inside a temple. Like this is. And he goes, Father, please. I've already spilt enough blood tonight here, and I have more stops to make. Do not make me do anything else that I will regret. He gives a little bit of a nod to one of the guards, and the guard pulls out one of all the guards have carried like clubs, and they've carried swords on their belts. You guys have seen this quite a bit here. He pulls out a club and he just cracks the old man across the head, and he kind of like falls over to the side, and he goes, do I think I don't think that I need to again go over this, but Lord Phineas really does appreciate what you do here, and your consideration in this difficult matter will not be forgotten. Are we clear? And again, the old man is just like kind of like you can see some blood coming off like the corner of his eye. He goes, he kind of snaps his finger, Father Delce, Father. He kind of snaps his fingers. He goes, are we clear? Yes. Yes, we are clear. We are clear. He goes, good. He looks at his two men. Get rid of the bodies, and then meet me down, you know where. And he kind of turns and he starts to head out there. Is there anything you want to do before he leaves? Because he starts to walk past you.
No, I'll let him go.
Okay. He walks past, and as he walks past, there is a woman coming out of that door. The same woman that you saw with him when they tried to burn down the actual tavern that the group was stuck in prior. She comes out, and you can see her. She has a long rapier-like weapon, and she's just kind of like gently takes a cloth and is just pulling this stuff off there. And she goes, messy business. And she sheaths it, and she starts to walk in your direction as well. She walks past the two guards and the father, and as she does, she kind of gives him a little kick in the ribs. He's, oh God. And she goes, make sure that this is cleaned up and tidy. And she continues to walk out. And she walks past you, following Garthok down to the back area of the actual temple. Anything you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. The 2 guards remain, and they go, all right, old man, go to your room here. We'll clean this up here for you. You have a big service tomorrow. And he's like, and he's like trying to crawl away. They go into the back room where the woman just came out, and you are left alone in the hallway where the old man is just kind of like trying to pull himself up to his feet at the moment.
I will follow them to the room.
Okay. You follow them to the room, and the door is about to close behind them. Are you trying to get in with them?
Yep.
Okay. You slide into the room with them here. With what you rolled on your stealth, I'm not going to make you roll again. I think the 28 will encompass enough of this here, moving through this particular scene. You slide inside, and as you slide inside, you see, not that Ophidian ever really gets emotionally distraught to a large level, but inside you can see there is several I don't want to say cork boards, but they're like boards with like photos with notes. You've seen this before.
Like
this is what,
board.
yeah, what Annette has done when she's kind of pieced things together. You see these boards all up and around, and you see that there is a young-looking female person who's like hunched over the desk with blood kind of pooling out over the actual desk itself. And the 2 guards are walking in, and you can see them. One of them's pulling out of his pack. It looks to be like a bag of some kind that they're unraveling. What would you like to do?
How much is there? Like,
If you need a minute to think about it, we can go to the other group if you need a minute.
yeah, that's fine. Good, I'd do that.
Okay.
If you
gotta
need
look
a minute,
over-
I have a very important question.
Yeah, look over some things.
Go
Does
ahead.
Ophidian wear shoes? Does he walk?
Yeah, Ophidian has legs and feet.
He slithers. He's a snake.
That's
There
what
it
I
is.
thought, because like the
There it
pureblood Yantis have like the, like they
The
Purebloods are human looking.
purebloods are completely humanoid. It's
shoot.
the abominations are the ones with the snake features.
This whole time. This whole time.
You thought we were just chilling in town with a half snake?
I
Yes,
don't know. I
this
thought they were very accepting.
This is our cat. This is our Naga. This is our
This
metal
is our
man.
robot.
Like,
And this is
we've
our
got-
demon.
Yeah, the only
Biggest
the only thing I
robot.
have is like my eyes kind of look, but I hide everything, so with makeup and stuff. So I look almost exactly human, but you can't tell if I'm male or female though.
We've got a big ass robot, a cat boy, and a fairy. I didn't think it was too far off to also have a Naga. I'm sorry.
This group is on the poster for the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure.
There we go.
That is
Okay.
the thing.
Okay. The rest of you, we're going to speed up time for you guys a little bit here, and you guys are just waking up after your rests here. Ophidian is not there. I don't know. Did you tell them that you were leaving that night?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you were aware that Ophidian had business to attend to at the guild hall, but you guys now also have a address for guards and where you can potentially go to soil them in that general direction. So, is there anything that you guys wanted to do in the morning, or are you guys doing something else?
I love the idea that we know where guards are, so we can potentially soil them. That's we're at that point.
You give me the address of the actual shop where they would go and get their uniforms done anyway. So we could probably go straight there and see if they already have uniforms and try to convince them that we're here to pick up the shipment.
Aren't you guys
very
hauling out?
dangerous play, Les?
Why are you picking up our shipment?
Well, what would you do? Do you just want to try to make them, or do the whole soil guards uniforms and then go and steal them?
Ideally, we just don't mess with the guards. Really, all we need is one uniform for you, one for Rolex, and one for Ophidian, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 3. We might be able to get away.
Oh, a magic bottle. Sorry.
Joe has an automatic alcohol dispenser that is brought in here. It's high tech. It's a lot of money.
Dog has learned.
One.
It's a robot with a prosthetic arm. We might be able to get away with convincing them that we're new. If we go on the angle that we're picking up a shipment of uniforms, the timing may be off. They may need some sort of certifications, paperwork, invoice history, blah, blah, blah. So it can get a bit messy. If it's... Do I know the hiring practices of the Wintersmere Guards? Really, what I'm asking here is, would it be out of place for them to have a tabaxi on their workforce?
Make a history check, or another. What kind of check do you think it would be to recall knowledge on hiring practices for the Wintermere Guards?
I will absolutely take a history check.
Okay, history it is.
27.
Oh yeah, so you know that the Wintermere Guard, they take any capable soldier. Typically, it is a lot of humans, it is a lot of elves, and the typical kind of races that you see populating this, the world. But again, there are a handful of tabaxi. There is a handful of creatures that are more unique, that are not as popular. But yeah, as long as they can prove themselves and pass through any kind of physical tests that are, they will take whoever is qualified.
Okay. I may be able to silver tongue my way into getting you a uniform less. But the other two would be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, you've never seen a fairy guard before.
Yeah, because I think I can pass less off as hey, I'm here with one of our new guards. He needs to get his uniform retailored. Some of the uniform he was given is too restrictive because, look at him, he's a cat.
Well, Relix and Ami already have a way in as gardeners, so I think they can already slip in. We just need a rendezvous point.
We may not have that option again.
I don't know if you want to try the whole Chewbacca as a prisoner thing. You could put cuffs on me and as guards try to lead me somewhere.
We may. That wasn't the most well-lit room, and they were in the back the whole time, so I don't think that they were really noticed. Well, except for Rolex being 80 feet tall that one time.
Listen, 14.
14,000 feet tall. Okay.
I think all the guards that were there were dead.
The biggest issue is the timing. They know that Ame let strange individuals onto the property. Shortly afterwards, everything underground goes down, and now they're on high alert. They're going to be looking for Ame specifically. I think it's fairly safe to say that they would have made that connection.
Ame worked for them, though. But Ami worked for them and said that she was just training up another gardener for help because she needed it.
Right, but we also have to consider the fact that earlier in the day, or I think the day before, that same robot was seen prowling around the property. And then Ame brings in the next day. Within 8 hours, operations underground are disrupted. And then while we did kill the guards, Phineas and Tiva did get out.
But Hall and Oates were also strange people who came to the premises as well immediately before stuff started going down and then disappeared and didn't even play their show.
This is true, but Ophidian and Hall and Oates were completely disposable disguises. It would just be on us to remember not to use those personas.
We could just blame it on the performers, though. I go with that.
Okay,
Don't blame it on the gardeners. Blame it on the performers.
Yeah.
We could try to spin that.
They're way more.
I'm just trying to figure out an angle that can.
You guys just get back in the disguises and do some shady things in front of people, and then get away and be yourselves.
The news headline: Hall and Oates soil guard uniforms.
I can't go for that.
Bravo!
You'll never plan a party in this town again. This is going to be a rough one to pull off.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
If I had extra time, I could attempt to forge the documents. I'm not too good at it.
I am, but I'm not there.
Well, maybe that plan won't work then, especially with them on high alert.
I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying it's going to be difficult to pull up. The biggest issue is getting the uniforms. I fully believe we have the skill to pass ourselves off as guards and get into places we're not supposed to. It's just this first hurdle. If you do have other ideas, though, please voice them. I'm head empty, no thoughts.
Valid.
Do you think we have a way to? Oh, sorry.
I'm
Go
firmly
ahead.
convinced that if we could pull off gardeners and a party planning committee, that there really isn't anything we can't do at this point.
Yeah,
That's pretty valid, actually.
it's just getting the setup.
Yeah. Well, we could look to see if we could get stuff tailored instead. That would be a lot easier to do. So, and then if you can just do your best work of forging, take your time, and we can regroup. I can go and look to get the uniforms done if you can work on that.
If you can make yourself look like me, can't you make yourself look like one of the guards and just like...
Oh, yes. I don't need the uniform.
But you can find out where they are and possibly take an extra one with you because something's wrong with yours.
That's true.
I hadn't considered that.
While you go do that, and I just wait outside, I guess. Ami can go to the gate and see if there's any hostility and immediately fly back if they seem, perturbed, angry, and know that it's her that attacked the other night. Then if she can get in and she can convince that Rolex was a similar model to what attacked and get him in, still not the same robot, then we can get them inside and meet up with them if we get the uniforms.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can do that.
And also considering I have all kinds of little tinkering abilities and things like the statistics or the mechanics of the body armor that Rolex wears takes like an hour to get in and out of. I assume there could be some modifications done there to look slightly different. Right? And maybe not, he's not really adept at disguise, but he could make himself look physically different by putting a piece of armor in a different spot or whatever it may take.
I can decorate you with flowers.
Yeah.
Les is going to dig in through the lost and found until he finds it like a gardener's hat and then throws it on Rolex's head.
Excellent.
It's chapeau time.
Completely different bot now. Oh, put this piece of straw in your mouth.
I just wear a sign that says I'm not the same robot.
I was never here.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you guys wanting to do before we go back over to Ophidian and find out how he wants to handle the situation that he is in currently?
Sounds like Raze is in Rolex, Raze and Les are going to try to go get the uniform by Raze disguising himself and saying he needs an extra uniform, while Ami and Rolex see if they can still get into the facility and do their gardening first Ami, because she can bail faster and be a smaller target, and then just say that she's going to come back with her help or whatever.
Okay, so that's what the group is wanting to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so Les and Raze will be heading down to get uniforms, and then Rolex and Ami will be heading up to check out the Wintermere estate and see what's going on up there. Yes?
Yes.
How are you guys wanting to travel? Walking to the Wintermere estate is going to take a very long time, especially because you have to cross the river to get over to it. Yeah. You guys can travel via carriage, cart. You're going to have to, again, take a river crossing ferry to get across to that side of the town again, which is going to cost coin. So it's up to you guys on how you want to get there and how much time you want to spend traveling.
Did you say we have to get a ferry?
If you wanted to get back into High
a different kind of ferry, though.
A ferry.
One that we could ride.
If you can shrink us down to about flea size, Ami can carry us across.
I may be able to reincarnate you as a flea.
Maybe it'll take 8 days.
So how do you guys want to travel? We'll start with lesson Raze. It's only about a 3-hour walk to the place, to the Azorius armors that you needed to go to, or you guys can get a carriage or a mechanical transport, which will cut the time down considerably, but it's going to cost coin though.
Since Ami and Rolex have to get somewhere anyways, Rays wouldn't be pressured for time.
Okay. And then Rolex, Ami, how are you guys wanting to travel there?
Wasn't there a train that went there that we took before?
Yes, but that train was down in the districts. There's no train in this particular part of the town.
Well, well, I guess however long it takes to get to transportation that gets us there.
Well, again, the fastest way would be mechanical carriage. That would be about 15 gold for you guys to get to the ferry, and then the ferry across is about another 10 gold pieces to get to Hightown, but it'll take you more than half the day.
I suggest inside it, not on top.
Now, Rolex has definitely learned that gold is what makes things happen. So he'd be more than happy to spend that. And right now he's still got 82 gold. So can definitely.
Okay. You guys make your way and you guys start traveling down towards Hightown again. Rays and Les. Rays, I need you to make me a regular stealth check as you're making your way, walking through an area of town that your rival gangs are in.
Okay. 8. It's a little hard to be inconspicuous.
Yep. Yeah. Being a tiefling.
being a tiefling, this isn't my side of town. I've got a cat person. Ugh.
Yep.
On the wrong side of the tracks.
Yep. You guys start making your way in the early morning part of this town here. You can see several of the shops opening up. You can see the mechanical carriages moving in and out. You see Rolex shilling out some coin to a driver of one of them, and him and Ami getting inside and being carted off in one direction. As you're making your way through here, Rays, you turn down one street that's a little bit quieter, as it's one of the side streets that heads down towards where you need to go. And as you start heading down that way, with an 8, you're just kind of, head down trying to get your thing done here. Les, make me a perception check real quick to see if you notice anything.
Rays, why do you keep walking to either side of me back and forth? It's kind of unnerving.
A 24.
Great.
Beautiful. So, Les, as you're making your way with Rays heading down towards you need to go here, you see that the street starts getting a little bit quieter and quieter. And as you're passing by different shops and different buildings, you see that there are groups of individuals who are down each of those alleyways that are just kind of watching you. And then as you make your way past, you can see a couple of them stepping out and kind of trailing behind you, keeping their distance, but at the same time following. There's about 4 of them right now behind you.
Les is going to start dragging the blade of his sword against the ground as he walks on the metal or on the stone or whatever that we're walking on. Just kind of making a little, try something.
Yep. As you're doing that and you're dragging your sword and you pull it out and you start to drag it along you, Les, with your perception, you kind of look back, you can see the 4 of them who are walking behind there, like look and see you draw your blade. They give a little bit of a nod. And you hear a loud whistle. And as that happens, Rays, you recognize that kind of whistle, and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Out of the alleyways in front of you, you can see there are about 4 other individuals coming out, and again, another 2 more coming from some of the buildings. You're now kind of surrounded. And walking out, you can see almost in almost like an what would you say the Drake's Bane? What do they look like as far as their motif?
I always imagine Drake's Bane as the how would you describe it? Like the mid 1900s kind of, or no, like I want to say like 1920s, 1930s kind of gangsters.
Yeah,
like gangsters, not like hoodlums, not gangbangers, like
suits,
they make an effort to look nice.
Yeah,
but it is very obvious just how they carry themselves, how they like walk, almost in formation. Like it's clear that they're together, and you don't want to be messing with them.
Yeah. they all start to come out, and then walking out in front of them, you see somebody that you have had you know of. This person is Kalen, and he walks out. He's got a almost one of the cool like kind of mobster hats, like a fedora on, and he walks out. He's got a half elf individual. So short ears, but they come to a point still. And as he walks out, he's got like a pipe in his mouth, and he's kind of like smoking just slightly. And he walks out and he goes,
Let me do all the talking.
He goes, look who it is here, boys. Looks like one of these fifth form guys just doesn't know their side of the tracks. How you doing there? They call you Tower, right? I think I've heard your name get thrown around just a bit. What you doing on our side of the streets here?
Les is just going to stand at attention and then mumble, "Friend of yours."
He looks and he goes. You might want to tell your cat friend there to watch what he's doing with his blade there. I don't take too kindly to somebody carving up my streets.
You know how it is with felines, Kalen. You start looking at them wrong and they get all jumpy. This one here won't do anything if nothing happens.
He looks
Just
at
trying
you
to get home here.
He goes, trying to get home, walking through my part of town here. And again, word around the street is that you guys might be looking to make a push into some of our territory now that things are getting a little bit, hoopty out in the world. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you, Tower?
Of course I don't, Kalen. As far as I know, it's not your territory that we're trying to make a push into. We're trying to take back some stuff that we lost a while ago.
Yeah. I hear you guys keep losing territory left and right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. You seem like a smart guy. Why don't you ever think about coming to work and making some real coin and stuff, huh?
No can do. It's not coin that I'm after.
Right. So that leads me to the question here. What are you after? It's not like you to be over here in this side of town. I hear your big boss guys are in this side of town as well. What do you know? Be a friend, huh?
I know that they're here. That's all I've been told. You know how it goes. You never tell the underlings anything important.
The way I hear it, you're making waves in the ranks here. So I mean, come on. Walking through my town, not really paying any kind of respect to us, not giving me any kind of information. You're making it really difficult for me here, Tower. And as he says this here, you can see, Les, with your immaculate perception check, you see several of them like kind of opening up their jackets. You can see underneath they're wearing what looks to be like leather armors and stuff like that underneath. And you can see some of them like pulling out like daggers, stiletto knives, things like that, chains, as they are arming themselves.
Les is going to start stretching.
Oh,
Crack his neck.
And keep your bristles down there, boy.
A couple of these. You just say the word.
The only word I'm going to be saying is run.
He's going, so, I mean, Tao, I mean, come on, let's just be friends here. Let's be civil with each other, all right? That's all I want here. I just want to know, what you know. Just want to know what you're down here for.
All right. Little bird comes flying through your coop. No need to cause trouble with it. Just listen to the song.
Yes,
here's what I know.
Oh, go ahead.
Something went down at the Wintermere Estate. Bit underground, literally. Not entirely sure what it is. I just came out for a breath of fresh air myself. But I have heard some of the stuff that's been going on since. Not a whole lot, mind you. Like I said, I just popped out. But I do know power outages, guards up in a tizzy. It's something about owning a hull. Not sure what that is.
Make me a persuasion check, please, and let's see if you can convince them that's what you know.
All right. Fun. With a +6, that's a 23.
23. All right. With a 23, he goes, now you see, that wasn't too hard there, right? That wasn't too hard that time. See, we could be friends, right?
We can be business partners. I think you and I both know we're a bit too far gone to be real friends.
Ouch.
Oh, Talon, now, come on now. Just because of what happened when we were up and coming, and I might have stolen a few scores off you, made you look a little stupid and silly. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's just all water under the bridge at this point, right now. I mean, look at you. You're a big Talon now, right? I remember when you were a little bitty Talon.
Oh.
Yeah, those were the days, weren't they? But look, that's what I've got. I'm trying to get where I need to go, figure out what I need to figure out, get out of your hair.
All right. My last question for you is, where are you going? This ain't the way to your district here, my friend. Looks like you're heading to the Guild Hall area.
At this point, I'm going to turn out my pockets. I need bus fare.
He goes, so you're heading to the Guild Hall area to get bus fare.
Yeah, that train back to District 15's hell of expensive.
Yeah,
From this side of town, and you know how it goes. Calling a few favors, pick up around the house.
Make a deception check.
I mean, it's not entirely wrong.
Or a persuasion check. It's up to y'all. 26 is, I think.
26 deception.
It's pretty,
Man, this guy's just gonna believe anything you tell him.
yeah. He goes, you see now here again, Tower, I tell you, I do feel bad that you're struggling here financially. I get that. But I'm willing to let you go here, but I'm going to need some sort of, compensation, something for you coming through and trespassing when you're not supposed to be here. I mean, I need a little something.
Mm-hmm. What do I actually
give you a
have
rough
here?
nose.
Right? Ooh. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I know what to give this guy, because it's not just coin that guys like this need. What they need is a message.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my walking stick, unsheath the iglo inside, flourish it, resheath it. Got this 3 days ago from a guy in Hightown. Solid craftsmanship.
He looks over, he picks it up and he looks at it, he unsheaths it and he goes, looks around, his couple of the guys are around him looking at it and he goes, this is some good craftsmanship right here, my friend. And you were up in Hightown just recently too. I mean, this is good stuff. He goes, all right. I think this will do just fine here. Boys, you hear that? Our front tower here is free to walk about our territory, all right?
Just on business, right?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do anything stupid. If he does something stupid, then we have to do what we have to do if you do something stupid, Tower.
Yeah.
You know that. You know how
That's just how it goes.
This'll sheathe his sword at this time.
Yeah, there you go. Your kitty cat friend over there made the right choice. All right, Tower. Listen, again, my office stands. You seem like you're a stand-up guy. It seems like you're on some hard times here. If you need want to come work for the Drake's Bane, you know where to find me.
I'll take it under consideration.
As he says this here, he kind of snaps his fingers a couple times, and his men kind of step aside, and they let you continue on your path.
Yeah, and Ray's just gonna keep it going, acting like nothing just happened.
Wes, do you follow?
Yeah, he'll continue to pace one step ahead of Ray's.
Okay, you guys make your way out of this particular part of the city. Is there anything that you guys would like to discuss before we go over to Ophidian?
What kind of friends do you have?
Those weren't friends.
I could tell. Apparently you were once close, though.
You ever have, maybe growing up, like a bully?
Oh,
Just
plenty.
as the years go by,
Have you met me? I have plenty of bullies.
as the years go by, you keep in touch, but you never really play nice. All right, think that, but now you're dealing in gold, blood, and favors.
I understand. You arrested people somewhat like this scum back in the day. So
It's It's a bit of a complicated relationship. I'm just glad that it ended that quick.
That's
That guy
what
can
I'll
go
say.
on.
It could have ended faster.
Oh, it could have ended a lot faster with us bleeding on the pavement.
You forget who you're dealing with. It took a boulder to take me down.
You
Those weren't boulders.
forget who you're dealing with. I know more than just boulders. Let's get going.
Let's go.
All right. Ophidian, you're in a room with two guards. They are bringing out what looks to be like a trash bag or a large sack to load this body into. What do you want to do? I can't hear you, Ophidian. Ophidian is that stealthy. Ophidian just went completely
He cast
silent.
invisibility and silence.
And silence, yeah. So there's a bunch of pictures on the wall, right?
Yeah, it's you recognize this is what kind of Annette does. She kind of boards out connections and things like that, things that she's been tracking down and stuff throughout her investigations and stuff. So it looks like that, yeah.
And I'm assuming any pictures I've sent her are on this wall right now.
As you look around and you see, yeah, you can see there's a couple of them on there. You can see there's a couple of like what looks to be like pins where there were some pictures that look like there have been torn slightly and like there's only like a little bit of remnants on them, but you do see there are a couple of things that looks like it's from you. This is the first time you're seeing them actually like coming out in print, so
right,
you're not, you think like, I remember that kind of angle, that might be one of mine.
Right, but you said it looks like some have been taken already.
Yeah, well, you know that Garthok and his number 2 were in there.
Right.
With this person.
Does she immediately get them when he takes a picture of anything? Or
no. He sent things during the breaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wasn't sure if like there's one of just Les dead there with the boulder on him or whatever.
I don't think I took a picture of that.
You said you did. You said you made sure I was in that picture.
I can't remember. So with the imposter skill, obviously it says you have to have 3 hours to I guess it's really just to get the advantage, right? How much time, and probably not enough, I'm assuming, for Scythia and Tiva, for me to impersonate Scythia and Tiva. But I'm assuming these guards are not around that person enough where what might not matter,
Yeah. I would say that for Scythia, you probably wouldn't have enough time to have done that yet. For somebody else, like some of the other family members of the Wintermere family, since you have in the past partied with the upper class, and maybe even Garthok, you'd probably be able to have better chance with those than you would with Scythia and Tiva.
I guess it's just to get the advantage on the roll, right? Though.
Yeah. But I mean, what are you wanting to do here? Because you might still get advantage anyways.
I basically just want to do disguise self as Scythia and tell them just like change of plans, leave this place.
Okay. I mean, you can always. Yeah,
all I'm gonna do. Yeah, I can still roll good with. Yeah, well, I'm assuming, right, with my reliable talent, I could still pull off a decent deception. It just, I really want to make sure I don't completely, take a dump on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my plan. I will do disguise self, and whether they're busy doing stuff, I'm like, stop what you're doing and leave this place right now.
Yeah. How tall is Ophidian?
Not super tall. I want to say is like. I didn't make him crazy.
Ophidian would know that Scythia is super tall and gangly looking, and disguise self only allows you to make yourself about a foot taller than.
Well, that would put me at 6'11" then.
You'd still be about a foot and a half short of what Scythia is from what you've seen, because Scythia was really tall and lanky.
I mean, how big are these guards? Are they,
They're average size. They
right,
look.
I'm just gonna go for it, just because he's frightful enough looking that maybe we're gonna be like, we'll just get out of here,
Okay. So, do you just emerge from the shadows as Scythia?
Yes, basically, yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. So, as you're invisible right now. You drop your invisibility and you quickly cast disguise self, and you take the form of this large, pale blue. Long kind of face with jagged kind of teeth and long lanky arms and things. What do you say to them as they're not looking at you? You're because you came in through the door and you were back in that area as they were going over towards the desk. What do you say to them? Because they haven't noticed you yet. With your stealth roll, they haven't even noticed you drop stealth yet and change.
Right. I will say leave this place while you are still able to do so.
Okay. Okay. As you say this, and they turn, they look at, and they see you looking like Sifi Antiva, like still the room is fairly tall. It's about 8 foot, 9 foot ceiling, but again, the door is not that big. You definitely look like you had to squish down through the door. Go ahead and make me a deception or intimidation check. Go ahead and do it with advantage, please.
All right, deception. Did it do it twice or not?
It did it twice. I think it was the same roll though each time.
24 both times, yeah.
That's
It was
weird.
24 both times. 24 both times. All right. So as they turn, they go, oh, they kind of like stop looking at you, and they go, and they look at each other, and go, why the hell is it here? I don't know. They're averting their gaze as they're like, Lord Garthok told us to, you know what? You're right. We should go. We should go. And they're like, yeah, we should go. And, but you're in front of the door though right now, so they're just kind of standing there, like not looking at you.
I pretend to ignore them like they don't exist and walk right over to Annette's body.
Yeah, as you hear, they kind of skirt around you. You hear this door close, and you hear them
like stumbling over each other to get out.
Yeah, you
All
hear
right,
them.
I'll make a quick.
First.
I'm assuming she's completely dead now. There's no chance of me trying to do anything.
As you reach down, and I mean, how do you try? She's like face down, like blood on the desk here.
Yeah, I'm trying to lift her head up. Yeah,
Okay. As you lift her head up, you see that it does look like Annette. But as you pull her face and you look at her, make me a investigation check on her real quick. 20. You're at first you're a little bit kind of disheartened because again you're like, that sucks. But as you look again, you see that her eyes, as they're like they were open, you see one of them start to kind of like glimmer slightly.
What does that mean to me? I mean, is it something like, is it her or like a magical device?
Something's wrong. You're not sure at this point here, but something is not right with this body of Annette.
Can I use medical skills to try to figure out anything up, or
sure?
Yeah, okay. Let's see if this is a horrible.
Go ahead.
Problem. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me.
You kind of like put her head down, and you try to find the pulse, but you just press on her like face, and you're like not feeling anything.
That sure is skin.
Does that look? Does that look like anything? What do you mean glimmer in her eye? What does that mean?
The pulse is from the nose, right?
Yeah.
Which nostril is it?
I think I felt my pulse in my eye once.
Absolutely.
If you don't feel it, you're not pushing hard enough.
Yeah.
You definitely feel like something is not. You've stabbed enough bodies. You've seen enough dead bodies. Something does not feel right. But with what you rolled, you can't put your finger on it as far as what it is.
I'll use my sending stone to send a message to Annette, and I'll see if there's anything here that goes off, or
Sure.
I'll check her stuff.
Yeah, as you talk into the sending stone here, you hear your voice coming from her jacket pocket. Okay. So it's definitely her.
Can I cast? I still have one more Cure Light Wounds left. Can I cast it on her and see if it does anything?
Sure. Yeah. As you cast Cure Wounds on her, you see the rapier piercing in her chest. You see it's seal up and blood stop coming out of it here.
Yep.
But she still seems unresponsive.
I can fix that.
Yeah. So they left whatever bag they were going to put her in here, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put her in that bag and take whatever pictures and get the hell out of there as fast and quietly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that here. As you start to
Yeah, I don't want to be. I'll have to go back and I'll have to turn off this guy's self. I don't want to look like Scythia walking around, but well, maybe I do.
Wait, are
Yeah,
you
screw it.
taking the
No,
body
I
with
will.
you?
I will. Yes.
Mushrooms
All right.
be in it.
So, are you just stuffing her body in there, or are you like gently putting her?
Yeah.
body?
No, I'll put it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
be nice about it.
I didn't know if you were just like, hey, here we go, just get in there,
Get it.
just like kicking it inside there, like there we go. All right.
Blade first in the back.
The bag's just a little too small.
All right. Yeah, you have your time in there. So again, I'm not going to make you roll for getting things. You can take whatever you want. You can take all the photos. You can take all the stuff,
taking
and
everything.
you can clean out the stuff. You even see that there is her bag there, which has about 100 gold coins inside of it, right there, along with a couple other gems and things. You can take that with you as well.
Of course, I will.
Like 5
There
more
we go.
cameras.
Yep, absolutely. You take everything and you package all up. It takes you probably, because you were gentle with her body and because you did take your time looking through the stuff and picking out what you wanted. It takes you maybe about 20 minutes to clean out the office. But again, you don't hear anyone coming back. You don't hear any footsteps coming towards the door. You successfully scared the shit out of those guards and they're not coming back here.
Cool.
So you feel comfortable enough to take everything down. Okay, we're going to go over to Ami and Rolex. You guys, it takes you the better part of the day, but you get over towards evening time back to Hightown. And outside of are you guys heading straight towards the Wintermere estate?
I guess from my perspective, from Rolex's perspective, he's just kind of waiting for the next step. The understanding was there were going to be guards. You know, our party was going to show up as guards and we were going to pretend to be gardeners. And I don't, aside from being gardeners, and we could go in and take care of some plants, I don't know really, from Rolex's perspective, I don't know really what he was expected to do. So he'd kind of just want to wait around for other people to show up.
Well,
All
so
right.
part of the plans, from what I remember from almost a month ago, was that they were still going to go in and like do work, both to keep up their appearances of like why they're there on and off, but also because Ami can speak with plants to see if, because this is the actual estate, if there's been any kind of like information that they've overheard or just anything in general that might help them while we're waiting for the rest of the party.
And Rolex
Okay.
would definitely tag along for that.
Okay. So, Ami, you make your way towards the Wintermere estate. You pass by all of the shops, the high-end, fancy places on your way into Hightown. And as the sun starts to crest down the hills and past the ocean, you see the large walls of the Wintermere estate. There are a lot of guards outside, more than you have ever seen, Ami, before. And there are people outside as well. Several looks to be protesters and demonstrators. Looks to be guards are kind of like pushing them back and telling them to, get off their property and things.
Get
like
off
that.
my lawn.
Are they holding like signs at
Yes.
all? What do they
Yes.
say?
The signs are about the power situation in the towns. There is people who have been without their basic needs being met, and they are not happy about that, especially the ones in Hightown. There are several people who are well-dressed, and as you guys look around, some of the larger manors you can see are dark right now, which is odd for this time of the evening. So it seems like the power issue is getting to be much worse, and people are voicing their concerns to the current lord of the kingdom.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
It's a good way to end up fuel for the next brain.
As long as the signs aren't protesting plants or gardeners, I think we're okay.
Yeah. I think the worst we'll get is, how could you work for those people? To which I say, I'm poor and homeless.
And I love plants.
And I love
The
plants.
plants don't care where they grow, right?
Yeah.
So are you guys making your way up to the door or the gate? All right. As it takes you guys a little bit of time and a little bit of jostling, Ami, you have to kind of flutter over the actual people's heads to get there. But Rolex is big enough that he can just kind of,
Excuse me,
People-
pardon me.
people kind of give way as Rolex kind of like brushes past them. As you get closer, there are about 5 guards out in front of the gate here, and 4 of them are out there kind of like keeping people back. And one of them goes, hold on there. I'm sorry. You all need to leave the premise immediately.
Ami will kind of look around. Is this one of the guards that would like recognize her, or is like he knew, or?
Make a perception check. Let's see if you know any of the 5 guards that are there.
You said perception?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a 20 on the die. A 24.
Ooh, look
Nice.
at that.
Nice.
All right. With that here, yes, you recognize out of the 4 of them are new. And again, that's because there's more guards here. So they probably called guards in who don't usually operate here to.
So she recognizes one of them?
Yeah, you recognize one of them. You recognize Suli. She is over off to the side, and you can see her. She's got a pole arm, and she's kind of like, holding it sideways and like, go, all right, enough. We've heard your stuff. You're complaining to the wrong people here. And she's kind of like pushing some.
I don't get paid for this.
Yeah, you can see her kind of pushing some people backwards and stuff like that. You recognize her. The other guard you're talking to right now doesn't know you.
She kind of tries to like show herself, like introduce herself, and like stutter a little bit. And she goes, Suli knows me. I would try and call for her, but I don't think I can get that loud. Kind of gesturing to her size and like how much projection she gets. But go ask Suli who I am. I assure you, I'll wait here.
Make me a persuasion check. Let's see if you can convince this guard who's been dealing with angry protesters all day to do you a favor and ask if somebody knows you. He goes, that's right, yeah, everybody. I'm sure you know Lord Phineas Windermere. Get back. He like puts his hand up to your face and starts pushing you backwards. With an 11, unfortunately, that's not enough here. Rolex, is there anything that you would like to do as you see Ami getting palmed in the face by this guard and getting pushed backwards?
Are there any plants external to the manor's wall?
Yeah, there are a few. There are a few shrubs and things like that, and some roses and things around the side, rose bushes.
So Rolex would tell Ami, perhaps we can get their confidence by tending to the bushes outside.
Normally I think that would be a good idea, but it seems they're rather annoyed with this behavior that they've dealt with all day. And she'll kind of turn and like dust herself off and say, sir, I understand that you've been dealing with, and she'll kind of gesture to the crowd, this all day. But I assure you, I mean no harm. And even if I did, I don't know what you think I could do. But realistically speaking, I can, in fact, literally go over your head and go talk to Suli over there, who knows who I am, since I have been working here for the Wintermeres for several years now. I am the reason that all of the foliage here looks as good as it does, because I come in and love them and tend to them every single day. I have hired my new assistant here because, as you can tell, I have no gear on me because I was recently robbed.
I love it.
If you will, I would like to please speak with Suli so that I can do my job and make myself some money to return that which was lost to me.
And I believe Rolex is still wearing the farmer hat and the piece of straw out of his mouth. So he's looking that part as an assistant.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You can roll me another persuasion check or even an intimidation check with advantage because of that powerful speech.
I don't know how intimidating I can be. You said with advantage, though?
With advantage, yes.
So, yeah.
They're both the same, so it's really just how sassy she wants to be, I guess.
I think the flying over your head comment means more intimidation than persuasion.
Got it.
I'd go with that.
The same. Oh my god, you rolled 3 11s. No! Oh my gosh.
I think roll 20 might be broken there.
Let me roll one.
Hold on, let me start. Let me restart D20.
Oh, see, I got a 16, so I'll take that because
man.
Yeah, let him chime in and be more intimidating than I am being bigger.
All right.
Move.
with Rolex's help on his persuasion check as well, and your intimidation check, you can see the guard. He looks you up and down. He goes, "Oh God." He goes, Suli, and she goes, "What?" And she looks over and she looks at you. She goes, "Ami, is that you?"
And she'll kind of, just the way she always says, "Hi, Suli."
She goes, "They're fine. They're here for the garden." He goes, "I'm sorry about that, miss here. Please, you may enter." And as the gates open up and they step aside, from you.
Oh, no.
I think that is where we will wrap for the evening.
You don't know how hard it is for Rolex not to hand the guy 2 gold and say we were never here. But he's a farmer now, and I don't know if farmers do that. So.
That's true. That's true. But
You'll
all right.
dust yourself out the next time you think about palming someone in the face.
All
I
right.
will speak to your manager.
This almost knocked somebody out too today.
Oh
You're gonna go all Karen on that guard.
Well, I think that's where we will wrap up for tonight here as we are approaching 10 o'clock in the East
Oh,
Coast.
look at that. Eli's coming back just
Right.
in time.
It's like
Eli,
tradition
There he
now.
is.
just in time for us to wrap it up, bro.
Oh yeah, I didn't miss the ending this time.
It's tradition that he leaves right before the end. But all right. Thank you guys for playing here. I feel confident in saying that where you guys are at currently, we'll be able to wrap up on the next game. Now that you guys are in a certain spot that I think will be able to yield an actual ending. We will see what happens here as Ophidian, Rays, and Les are in a similar area, and presumably heading to find Rolex and Ami, who are at the Wintermere Estate. So thank you guys for playing. That was a lot of fun. You guys had some really good RP there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves, and thank you guys for watching. And yeah, I'm looking forward to wrapping this one up on the next one.
Very cool. And for that, we can all say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
We were never here.
Fantastic.
Thank you guys. That was a lot of fun.